ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the midday show. This is not the morning show, which we had a lot of fun with.
The midday show would be midday. The morning show would be
a.m. I get them all mixed up a little bit.
I hear that. I think we all get it. I know we're sort of on a time crunch because we have some special guests in studio today.
Yes, and we have Phil the voice man, right? That's what we agreed on? Phil the voice man?
Phil the voice man.
I don't know about the Hirsch part. I thought you were Hearst. I think you were like a hearse.
I get that a lot, especially when cars go by. So it happens. People say, see your time? I go, no, not yet. Give me about another 40 years.
I love it. Howard Stern's ain't got nothing on us.
I don't know. I like that magical wand you got there.
You like my wand?
You cast a spell
I
on me,
I shouldn't even say that, but yeah, exactly.
It's all good. I
goes
don't
back
mind. Now I'm going to
We all
start
need
to sound like a
good
frog in
spells.
about 5 minutes. But anyways,
Now the other piece of news that I discovered and found out was that the voice man was in the movie On Any Given Sunday.
Really?
yes.
So Any Given Sunday is one of my
Incognito.
all-time favorite movies.
Incognito.
Yes.
So you were in.
Well, but hold on, let's build it up a little bit before
are.
we get there. Now, you guys know Any Given Sunday, you know the movie? With Al Pacino, yes?
And many
Lawrence
others.
Taylor, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor's in
Charlton
that movie?
Heston and Margaret.
A lot of actors.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, is that his name?
Jamie Foxx was in it.
Jamie Foxx was in it. He was the
LL
quarterback.
Cool J?
LL Cool J.
That's right. He was in
Jamie
it
Foxx
as
was the quarterback.
well. Yeah. James Woods was in it. Matthew Modine. I like an all-star studded cast.
I mean, it was ridiculous. Back in the day, that was the movie. But
Cameron
it also,
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
But it also had a lesson to be learned. And that line, any team can be beat on any given Sunday. And that's why we have the shroud here. This is the death shroud for the Philadelphia Eagles.
How'd you get Josh's shirt?
I didn't. He put it up here.
Oh, wow.
So we will be
nice.
having a bonfire for this shirt. Oh, we're not going to burn
No,
it?
next year's a new. He's
Yeah.
retiring.
Number
Oh, is that what it
62.
is?
But if you look at it upside down, it's number 29.
I thought it was 29, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was number
from this angle, yeah.
62 is retiring. I
kinda
guess
cool.
I guess we're putting it up here because he's retiring. Really?
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Is he really going to retire? Or is he going to do a Tom Brady coming back?
Come
out
back
of
5
retirement?
times.
He's
Yeah.
36. He's retiring.
Yeah, I would say so. It's easier for a quarterback to have longevity in a league versus, say, a right guard or a center or a tackle.
But there's a difference because a guard or a center or a tackle, they could be in the league because they have skills
That too.
or not.
Yeah.
You always need somebody to come in because that line, you're always getting hurt, especially your hands, right?
Well, especially right guard.
I was going to say.
But anyways, I digress.
But the quarterback position, if you
we lighten him up?
stink, you ain't going to be in the league long.
Yeah,
But anyway,
light me
Yeah,
up
if
like
you
a Christmas
stink,
tree.
you're not going to be
I'm
anywhere
dark.
long.
no, you got to use.
You need the right guard.
People will think I'm Latino. Oye, chico. ¿Qué tal?
We're back to that
Right.
again.
We'll get to that in 2 minutes.
But,
Latino
but
poutine.
this is the retirement shroud for the man, the myth, and the legend, and they figured out how to stop the tush push.
The
Yeah, what
tush
is a
push.
tush push?
The quarterback stays there, and they go 4 or 5 yards. The whole line pushes like rugby.
Oh, wow.
And the Eagles perfected this year to the best in the league. They're the only ones that did it right. Nobody could stop it until the Tampa Bay Buccaneers decided to put 400-pound linemen up against him. Up against him. And I'm saying him because he was the anchor to the push. If it wasn't for him, nobody follows. So they
Yeah,
stopped it yesterday. But they also had a penalty on the play. They didn't call it. It was a face mask.
face mask. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's either
But
5 or
400
15.
pounds of humanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 400. That's
just craziness.
1,600 pounds of man.
Can you
torque.
imagine being
And then
paid?
more guys behind him to stop this
Imagine
guy.
being paid to weigh 400 pounds and put your life in jeopardy at 400 pounds.
Well, sumo
Well, I got to
wrestlers.
tell you, Tampa Bay decided to put linemen that never played linemen before that weigh 400 pounds because the way they figured it,
It's
nobody
immovable.
could stop this.
Yeah.
They stopped it.
Yeah.
That changed the whole game because it meant that Philadelphia had to come up with a game plan. They never responded. They never came back. They ended up only scoring 9 points.
They didn't pivot.
That's right.
Wow.
So that's what this whole thing is about. But any given Sunday,
Yeah.
Phil was the shark in
Yes,
the
I
movie.
was.
And I
Mascot.
remember that piece.
Wow. How'd you
I
get
s-
that gig? How long have you been acting? A long
Oh,
time.
I've been acting for a long time, and every so often you'll get some interesting jobs along the way. You know, sometimes you'll have a casting director and they'll ask you, hey, have you ever mascotted before? And I go, actually, I have. I said, okay, because I got a role in this movie and, you know, you'll work a couple of weeks on it. I said, yeah, I could be available. And thankfully for me, it was, I think, February, March, maybe of 1999. And during that time, of course, the weather is much more pleasant. I mean, if you're doing this in July and August.
Where did they shoot it?
The old Miami Orange Bowl, among
Wow.
other locations.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That
Now, there was a second mascot on that movie set besides the shark. One of the visitors had a
There was a different one, and I think they
Dolphin?
shot that in Houston,
Yes.
Texas.
You weren't there?
No, I was not. Ironically, they did ask me if I would be interested, but I said,
What-
well, you guys have to cover my hotel, my airfare, and, you know, give me a per diem. And they said, no, we can't do that. You have to work as a local. And I said, yeah, that's not going to fly for me. Call my agent, Lawrence Taylor.
What was it like to be at the Orange Bowl?
It was historic because, you know, I've been to so many great games there
You need
over
closer to
the
your mic?
decades.
How's his audio?
Oh, yeah. How is my audio? How's my 5 o'clock shadow? That's even more important.
Okay, they're like you talk louder.
They-
You're okay.
I could do that. Ow, ow! But I won't go there. Anyways, it was pretty
I could be
interesting.
married to him.
University of Miami. I used to go to tons of Hurricane games in the 80s. I used to go to a lot of Dolphin games, the era of the Woodstock era. You know, David Woodley, the late David Woodley, Don Strock, and of course, then came Dan Marino. So
So let me ask you, Marino
Yeah.
was in the movie too. Did you meet him?
I did not meet Dan Marino on that set, but I think he was also on Ace Ventura.
Yes.
He was actually prominently featured.
Were you on
in-
Ace Ventura?
I think I did some stand-in work a long time ago on that set, but that was eons ago. It was 93, 94, something like that. 30 years ago. Wow.
So
Time flies.
I know that you met Taylor,
Yeah.
and you met some of the other famous people in that movie on any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you get down to sit down and talk to any of them?
Probably Matthew Modine. I was, like I said, playing a little bit of football with, a little catch. So that was kind of nice. And
LL Cool J, no?
Ella, I saw Oliver Stone. You know, when you're doing
Oh,
a night
okay.
shoot and, you see Oliver and it's like, hey, you're doing a good job. It's pretty cool. And I'm like, thanks. Get me some water.
Were you trained as an actor, or this is all on your own? Did you go to school?
No,
for it?
I've went to school. I've taken various classes, workshops, over the years and decades.
Here or Canada?
Not Canada. I would say here and also in LA. So that that's where I studied. So I studied in both locations. I've worked in both locations. Doing TV and film. So
One of the assets that I see, he's had a career, he's done movies and everything else.
Yeah.
But in today's world, it's invaluable what he brings to the table. A lot of the things that I want to do, he makes it doable. You can
what?
actually reach it. So you and I are going to sit with Phil, and we're going to do a voiceover on a piece of film for pickleball.
Oh.
And Phil's going to be the voice, many different voices in the studio set. And we're going to film this thing and have some fun with it, some comedy to it. And we're going to air it, see what happens.
Okay, pickleball.
Pickleball. Because
Pickleball.
pickleball is the hottest thing, and he's talented beyond means. And we had him on the morning show today. You were caught a little bit off guard on tampons today.
I was because I'm Canadian. And
They don't have those in Canada.
We
apparently.
freeze it.
We're
They
not
freeze it.
used to that, but now apparently it's the in thing to have men's tampons in, men's tampons. That's a dichotomy. I would say women's tampons or hygiene products in men's rooms throughout Canada, especially if you're in Parliament. So can you imagine you're being peppered with questions, you're under investigation, and you go like, sir, I'm pleading the fifth, and I'd like a tampon. And so this is where we're heading, folks.
Life preservers.
Yeah, exactly. And you wear them around your neck. You look like Oris Kindredchuk from the 1970s, but it's it is what it is. So it's pretty interesting for those that don't remember. He played with the Flyers, and he had this white neck guard.
I remember.
And going way back, one of the few players that wore helmets. And he, of course, had a mustache and looked like a porn star, but it is what it is. So did everybody.
Everything gets related back to football.
No,
and porn,
no,
apparently.
Hockey.
So.
Hockey.
Because he's
And
Canadian.
hockey. Yeah, for
and
sure.
hockey, a sport.
Always.
It's like, forget the Roman Empire. How often do men think of sports? All
Well, I'm
the
going to throw a
time.
curveball at you.
Not all the... curve.
I'm going to throw a curveball at her.
Baseball.
Sports,
Two
again.
different sports.
Yeah.
One is women lingerie football.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Big fan.
Of course you are.
I love it.
Ooh.
And roller derby. Back in the day with the women.
Have I got memories?
Remember the Thunder? They
I
made
remember
movies on this stuff.
First off, roller derby was such a thing, and whether it was men or women, and these were tough people. Like some of these women, and I'm going to use a really outdated term. They were some tough broads, let me tell you. And some of these women, one of them would wear a helmet, a lot of them would not. And there was this one, I remember, Large Marge. I think she wore number 65.
65.
Yeah, and she would, hit two of them. They'd try to clothesline Large Marge. She would give them a hip check that I've not seen since Johnny Busick. And they would go flying over the rink, over the turnbuckle or turnstile, and boom, they'd hit the floor harder than Stanley Steamer. And so it was quite impressive to see some of these women. And I'll tell you, they could keep up with the men. Turns out that Large Marge also was a teamster. But it is what it is.
Now, do you know what roller derby was?
Sure, I remember watching Happy Days.
If it wasn't for Happy Days, you wouldn't know what it is.
Laverne and Shirley. No.
Laverne and Shirley. Oh, yeah, they had an episode.
You could find footage of it on
You
YouTube.
see how I grew up. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Thursday night TV.
Psychotic
Me
Karen.
too.
Do you remember roller derby?
Maybe you shouldn't call her that. I'm thinking
That's
that
her
would be-
stage name.
Yeah.
Is that really your stage name?
What?
Psychotic Karen?
No.
I did not think so.
Wow.
Again, the disclaimer.
That's my name for a soul snack.
Oh, that's really one of
For
the
the
names
web
you use?
series that I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the
First of
psychotic
all-
Otherwise, our
Karen.
producer is going to be all over
Wait a
you
minute.
for
Wait a
saying
minute.
that.
Hold on,
Chelsea's in the house.
Hold on a second. I met her. I saw her bio.
And it
And
says
it wasn't
psychotic.
Karen. It was psychotic.
Tracy?
Psychotic
Oh, this is
Karen.
Psychotic
Tracy
Samantha?
Iman. Okay.
No, my
This
name
is
is
Tracy
Tracy.
Iman.
They say Crazy Tracy.
I
Crazy
kept seeing all her
Tracy. I like that.
That was
messages,
my
Tracy
nickname.
Iman. I didn't see Psychotic Karen.
So I asked her, now Phil would know this because Phil is very psychotic, that
am.
if you sleep with socks on, you're considered to be 98% psychotic.
Or Canadian, in
sleep
case
with
it gets
socks
cold.
on.
And what if you have
Well,
to go
most
outside?
Canadians are psychotic, but that's a different
Well, we sleep with socks and Crocs. You ever see a
Crocs.
Canadian go to the beach? They got these really long shorts that go beneath the knees, and they have socks that go up to the knees. So
And
it's-
Crocs.
And Crocs, yeah.
They got socks that just go from the knee to the ankle. And those are called Crockies.
Yeah, Crockies, yeah, pretty much, like hockey. So, yeah, we are kind of crazy.
But Tracy, I saw her, and it said, and call me Psychotic Karen. So I said,
No, I
hey,
said AKA psychotic.
Otherwise known
Oh, I
as
didn't see
Psychotic
that.
Karen.
I didn't see
Okay.
the AK.
So
I
are you
said,
like a Karen?
Yeah.
You
I'm
are
the,
Karen.
pretty much the house
Talk-
Karen
talk it to your
on,
mic.
that,
You're the
on that
house-
web series.
I'm going to have to check out this series.
Soul
talk
Snack.
it,
Yeah.
talk it to your mic.
Yeah.
So you go by the name Tracy, or do you go by the name of Psychotic
Well,
Karen?
everybody kind of knows me as from my name, from my full
Tracy?
name, Tracy Emin, because it's up there. But the web series is called Soul Snack, and it's actually a very nice series. It's kind of about racism and today's issues, you know, with people and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And where can you see it?
it's on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
That's what I was going to say. It's on youtube.com/Soul
under-
Snack Video.
I looked up Soul Snack and I could find everything. How'd you come up with that name?
I like it.
I know.
hungry.
It's not the name. It's like I'm one of the house Karens, and if you see the videos,
How many
you'll
Karens are
understand
there?
what I'm talking.
There are too many
How
Karens to
many
mention.
Karens are there?
There's a couple of others, but I'm pretty
you're
much
the only
one of the
psycho.
main ones.
You're the
Main
psycho
Karen.
Karen. You're the
And I'm
you're the only
psycho. Yes,
abnormal
I am the
Karen.
psycho.
All the other Karens are normal.
Yeah.
No, they're I wouldn't. Well,
Now, Karens
Yeah,
have
they're a
this
little bit-
connotation, right, as kind of annoying, pushy, psychotic, neurotic,
yes.
returns things.
Where'd
There's
you
like-
get that?
Am I right? If you're
Yeah.
a Karen, you are a
Is
Karen.
that like a woman thing? Did you know this?
It's in everything.
It's in everything. It's
Yeah.
a Karen.
But it's really funny
Karen
when I
is
did the
psychotic?
audition. I
Yeah,
did
even the Talking Heads had that in mind when they wrote that classic song. you know?
Karen.
Psycho Karen, qu'est-ce que c'est? Just-
There's a song called Psycho Karen.
no,
Get
it's
outta
Psycho
here.
Killer, but it could be Psycho
Psycho
Karen.
Karen.
Karen has gotten very popular over the
Very popular.
over
Because
time.
I was about to say Psycho Dawn is a Karen.
Well, what
Not a
about
Karen.
men? Men have like Kevins. You know?
Kevins?
Yeah.
That's a
absolutely.
psycho name for a man?
Yeah, of course. Like, you know, you have Karens for women and they're Kevins for men.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Kevin.
I didn't
but
even know
I
about the
get to-
Karens.
Well, now you do. It's all about the Karens. Apparently.
So Karen, how did you land on
Tracy.
Tracy?
Tracy. Oof.
Now I'm thinking Psycho. Psycho, how did you land this piece? How did you get into this whole?
Okay, well, I actually had to audition for it.
You had to
and it was during
audition
the
for it?
pandemic, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I had to do a monologue, and I actually did a serious monologue.
Was it easy
I
for
actually
you?
wrote the monologue myself.
Nice.
Or you wrote a crazy monologue?
It was, no, serious.
Or a
It
serious
was
one?
serious. It was something to do with the pandemic. I don't remember it now, but it was something to do with loneliness and the pandemic and all that stuff. And then they hired me, and it just morphed.
So
just
how do
morphed
you?
into where I
So what
am.
do you do? How do you act in the series? What is it all written out for you, or do you
Yeah,
do ad-lib?
they're scripted, and it's funny because the fan base, you know, they leave comments under the series.
I was looking at some of those.
And it's almost like they really like believe what, you know, the web series is like. They think it's real.
Like you're not psychotic
And-
enough, or some of the advice wasn't so good. I was reading the comments
Wear your
back
underwear
there.
backwards. That's the one I love the most. Wear your underwear backwards and make you some more psycho. That's what they wrote that.
So this is all scripted when you do these pieces.
But yeah, so I have some fans that I keep in touch with,
Oh.
so they know I'm a real person. I'm an actor, you know.
Should I call security?
Maybe.
275. We got a Karen in the premises there.
There's a helicopter
she's
outside.
a little
There's a
scary.
helicopter.
Oh, wow. Look at that. This is Karen, and she'd like to speak to the manager. Wow, with that kind of hair, I would too.
Do you know, I have a friend named Karen, and she is such a Karen.
Really?
100%.
Can you bring her
Wow.
on next time? I mean, that would be kind of fun.
No, because we have to make you sign all sorts of papers.
Karens,
when I was-
Karens are not too much fun. Let's put it this way.
Or
I make
Kevins.
them very. I make her
I
very.
was
funny.
married to a Karen
You were married to a Karen?
for 1 year.
Notice?
Seriously? I don't think so.
4 years.
4 years. Wow.
Was it
Wow.
another marriage?
First marriage.
Her name was Karen?
It was.
She was like a Karen.
I don't know.
Oh, dear.
What the hell
God
was her name?
bless.
Yeah,
What was her
seriously.
name?
That you
Susan.
lasted
Susan.
4 years.
Susan Karen. I knew that middle name was going to get me.
How
Yeah,
large
well,
is
it
this-
certainly did.
How big is the series? How many episodes?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! First of all, I know it's aired all over the world on YouTube. You know, we
Yeah,
have
of
millions of fans.
Wow.
And I've been doing it since the pandemic on a
Is it
regular
filmed-
basis. So I probably
there's a
am
lot.
maybe
Is it filmed here in
100.
Oh
Florida?
my goodness.
Yeah, it's filmed in Miami. Yep.
Oh,
in
very
So
Wynwood.
why don't we bring the cast up? Oh man, we can have fun with this thing.
Yeah, I want to meet some Karens.
Would they come up
yeah.
to talk?
I think so. I don't see why not.
We'll have Bill Clinton here,
That's right. I love Karens.
and he
I
can
could
do
I
interviews.
could talk to them.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, this could be a
Yeah.
riot.
How's Hillary going to be if you meet Karen?
Well, you want to know something? Hillary is a Karen. That's truth. So I think she'll fit right in. And then
A little
behind
bit.
her back, I'll
A
go
little
find
bit.
some hot-looking Linda. So there you go.
Hot
I mean,
looking
think about
Linda.
it, Linda means lovely in Spanish. So there you go.
Linda Lovelace.
Yeah, Linda
I-
Lovelace.
I know.
Oh, you remember
Linda
her?
Lace.
Linda Lovelace?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in New
They
York
don't know
in
who
the
Linda
70s.
You don't know who Linda Lovelace is.
You do that too.
I met her.
Of course you
Yeah,
did.
she did the
No
Downy soap commercial.
She did a lot of stuff.
Yes, she did. No doubt about that.
She took it all in.
Yep.
Yes.
I met her on
Very
42nd
profoundly,
Street
I
in
might
Times
add.
Square at a coffee shop. And I saw her and I wanted to run over to get her autograph. And she went, no, don't do that. She
Wow.
gave me the finger. She was talking to somebody.
Do you have a favorite episode that you did?
Yeah, I do. And actually, it's something that I just did recently, and it's called the There's a couple of episodes that I have that are my favorite, but the one I just did, it was the Mean Boss.
The Mean Boss.
And I'm a mean boss. But I make all the characters funny, so I'm mean but funny / psychotic
No.
when I do them. You know.
What
and
is
then
the
there was
definition of psychotic?
The definition of psychotic?
Karen.
Crazy,
Crazy?
unstable, slightly dangerous.
Do you ever get into
like
a
all
role
that.
with somebody and then you end up getting into an argument on set and they keep it rolling to make it look better?
No,
Never?
no. I do improv.
You
but
do?
We do a little bit of improv, but no. Everybody there is an actor, and they know we're all acting.
Well, you should see, Dawn does this anger routine. I thought she was kidding one time, and she was really angry at me, and we had to stop the set because...
Yeah, that happens all the time. Just ask
No,
Chelsea.
no. It happened that one time.
Ow.
One time it happened.
They know.
And we were at the what is it, Heart of Del Rey?
Yeah.
And you got very, very mad at me for some reason. I don't remember what it was. And I was kidding. I thought that she was kidding, and I just kept egging it on. And she says, "Arr," and she's slamming things, and we had to stop filming.
Really?
Yeah.
It was me?
Wow.
So
I don't think so.
I had a question regarding the webisode that you're in. So
Okay.
is it shot on location? Is it shot at a studio? Or
Yeah, actually, it's shot on a couple of locations,
Oh.
but the main one is in Windward, and
okay.
we do it like outside,
Oh.
downstairs, and then they have a studio upstairs where we do the inside
Very cool.
episodes.
Is
yeah.
it open to the public to shoot, or is it closed?
No, it's closed.
I would
It's
love-
quiet there anyhow, and we usually film it on the weekends. So
I want to play a male Karen on one of the webisodes. That would be fun.
We'll put a
I'll
wing
hook
on
you up.
I appreciate
I'll hook
that.
you up with
Just
Olivier.
Call me Kevin.
Olivier's our boss.
Oh,
He's
Olivier.
awesome.
He plays a mean transvestite.
You're telling me, and I don't shave.
He really does.
So when they see my hairy legs, good night, Irene. And it's going to be scary.
And he has
Imagine
a
what it's
Great
like inside of
episode.
Phil's
Yeah, it would
brain.
be.
and he has a tampon as a chain.
I do, and it's actually they think I'm Catholic, so it's it is kind of interesting because of the shape of it, and you know they say Padre.
I'm
you know?
Catholic.
Thank you for that.
Your mind, like what
It's
goes on
insane.
inside your mind is insane.
Well, that's why I would be a good Karen because I
You
am
would
crazy.
be a good
I really
Karen.
am.
Or Kevin.
You know,
Just
we
call me
could
Kevin.
do a show
Kavina.
where you would be carrying the transvestite. Karen, she don't like nothing.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't
To
mind.
be honest with you, you guys are being very funny, but it's kind of like a serious. The whole series is based on racism, and you know all the character defects that people have, and
Okay.
you know.
Is it mostly for kids?
No.
Well, the one episode I saw
Really,
was with
no,
a kid.
no,
Okay.
no. It's funny though. I was in Costco one day, and these kids came running up to me, and they're like, were you on Soul Snack? I had no makeup on. I'm shopping in Costco, and I'm like, yeah. They were so excited.
Aw.
I was taking pictures with them and their parents and everything. But yeah, it's a lot of people of all ages.
Okay.
Of all
So you're
ages.
addressing some of the issues we have in our country and the community.
Yes.
Big time, yeah.
And Wynwood's a perfect place to shoot it.
And when was the
Wynwood is a perfect place
Wynwood
to
Yes.
shoot
is
it.
good.
Well, yeah.
Beautiful area too. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Artwork.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a public service announcement at the same time that you're bringing some humor. You know, sometimes the
The humor.
serious things
Big.
get too serious, and then people become confrontational.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep it light, a little bit light, because otherwise people just go bonkers.
You
and-
might lose some of your audience if it's too intense. You know?
Well, the psychos will really come out. You're going to bring out the psychos.
Yes, Psycho Karens. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
We have a lot of fans, and they love all the episodes. But I basically really morphed into the funny one.
That's
Or-
I
incredible.
don't think anybody knew that was going to happen, but
You
it
turned
happened.
into the funny Karen?
Yeah.
Th-
Well,
that's a
that's
rare-
why I'm funny.
That's
so,
who you
yeah.
are, right. But
How
you
you,
live in that-
Specialty.
do you like the fact, like, when you're out and people recognize you, are you comfortable with all of that?
Yeah, it happened, not a lot. It happened a couple of times. Sure.
It's funny because when I go with Dawn anywhere, they know her. And then they look at me, oh, yeah, you're the guy with the hat. And then they keep talking to her.
No, they always know who's the guy with the hat. It's like Curious George, the man in the yellow hat.
The hat.
They
If I
always
take
look
off
for
the
you with
hat, I confuse everybody.
100. You got to keep the hat on. 100%.
The hat's your thing. Yeah, it makes you feel like a kind of a star for a quick second.
I don't have a thing. I got a hat. It ain't a thing. I got a hat.
Tracy, what else have you been in?
Oh, I've done a lot of commercials. I just did a feature film called Bob from Vero Beach, where I played a psychotic,
Again.
drunk,
Again.
nosy neighbor.
Oh, wow.
That's also my specialty.
Nosy neighbor or psychotic?
Nosy neighbor that's a drunk. And I did a film called Julie's Secret that premiered a couple of months ago, and that film is it's really good. But I also play, and I'm one of the main characters, the next door neighbor, nosy, drunken neighbor.
Where'd that movie come out? Julie's Secret. Is it
It was
streaming?
premiered in Orlando.
Okay.
The science, well, can't think of the name of the rest of it, but that's where it premiered. And
Is it out now?
I'm not sure what they're doing with it yet. I think they're still figuring out
They're
what.
probably trying to sell it to like the networks.
Yeah.
I'm getting sign language.
Yeah, he has to
We're
leave.
gonna
Why
make a
don't we
plane.
take a commercial break?
We're going to take a commercial break. Any last words for the day?
Yeah,
Voice it?
absolutely. I worked on a couple of films last year. One is called Captive. It's currently in post-production. I played a reporter in that. That was a lot of fun. Shot on location in Miami. And I worked on another film where I played a character named Mr. Alvarez, which was also a lot of fun.
Isn't that Spanish?
Sí, señor.
You don't even speak Spanish.
I'm Canadian.
sound?
I sound like I do. That's why Canadians
French.
get hired.
It's all
And
about
Spanish are
French,
not
for
the
sure,
same.
no doubt about that. They're gazy. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. He just likes when I do accents. That's why he brings me here. But anyways, it's pretty cool. It's called True Valor, and so that one is actually airing at various film festivals. So it's pretty cool. It's awesome, and thank you for having me
thank
on
you.
yet again for a second opinion.
Thanks. Second opinions are
Yes.
best. Thank you for staying with us, the morning show, some of the work you did with us this morning.
Absolutely,
More to come.
no doubt about that.
Phil Hurt,
Thank
you
you,
can
buddy.
find him on IMDb as well. And here at the cafe.
I'm not allowed to say nothing.
Nothing. More to come. We're going to take a commercial break. Acting in the house, and I think we've got like a football wrap-up from Josh. We've got a
Yes.
whole segment.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
This holiday season, let the spirit of the Brooklyn Cafe brighten up your mornings with our exclusive cafe merch collection, with our stylish tees to rep your favorite show. Elevate your morning routine with our signature cafe mugs, a sleek, lightweight laptop sleeve to protect your valuable device, a 17-ounce stainless steel bottle with your favorite show logo on it, and your favorite, hold on, let me overthink this phone case, for all Apple and Samsung phones. Cheers to the holiday season. Order now at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy holidays!
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, Contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
Max Health Chiropractic, located in the heart of Wellington, Florida, is the area's premier chiropractic office. Dr. Max Cohen and our highly skilled team want to be your natural health care provider. Everyone should be able to move, work, and play at their best, regardless of age. We offer a wide range of advanced chiropractic techniques and therapies to eliminate pain, enhance performance, and improve mobility and function. Set your appointment with Max Health Chiropractic today.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Together, I can't feel the pain as long
Sweet. Oh, sweet. Welcome back to welcome back to Cafe Sports. This is Bird Talk Radio, Hangout, whatever you want to call it, but we're now shrinking it because I can't talk that long. What we have just seen this past weekend is the first round or first official weekend of NFL playoffs. It continued the wild card weekend, and we have seen major losses and major losses this past weekend, including my Philadelphia Eagles. But to kick off the divisional round, first we have up the Chiefs versus the Bills, which is obviously going to be an instant classic. Mahomes versus Josh Allen. It's the back-to-back duo that goes against each other every playoff. So we'll see what happens in this time. It's played in Buffalo, so Josh Allen has that against him. Next up in the AFC... What are you talking about? Oh, well, they already changed it on me, so I got to go on to the next subject. All right, if I want to pick anyone for the Bills versus Chiefs, I got Bills winning it 27-24. Bills make a last-minute drive to go down to the field and win it with a field goal.
Agreed.
Texans and Ravens, that's going to be a really good game. Let's see how C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback, does for Houston Texans. He's been absolutely phenomenal this year. He may not win Offensive Rookie of the Year just because of the wide receiver for the L.A. Rams crushing all the records for the rookies. Yeah. Lamar Jackson is having an MVP-type season, so look out for him. And home field of Baltimore, they were the 1 seed. They got the bye from the wild card weekend, so that stadium is going to be absolutely electric for this game.
Who wins?
I have Baltimore Ravens winning this one 34-21. I think the defense for Baltimore is hard to stop. As good as C.J. Stroud is, I think that team is still a little too young for the divisional series. Wild card, they were absolutely amazing. Divisional round, I think this is where they have a little competition, you know. If we go on to the next one, we're going to talk about the NFC side of things. The first big news of the day is Green Bay Packers absolutely destroying the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. Great coaching, great play calling throughout the whole entire game. But they have to go up against the number 1 seed now, San Francisco 49ers. And I think it's Candle Park Stadium. I forgot the name of the San Fran Stadium. But San Francisco absolutely dominated the whole entire season this year. That offense is insane with the amount of weapons they have. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk. I think the 49ers are definitely going to dominate this game. I have to say 42-17. I mean, the 49ers are going to be really hard to stop this week. The only team that I think can stop them is on to the next NFC divisional round, which is between Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Detroit Lions. I think Detroit Lions are on a roll, and with the head coach that they have, who I hope wins Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell, Detroit is just on a massive roll. If you watch them in their last game against the LA Rams, everyone had the LA Rams winning that one, but the home crowd, home field advantage just boosted up Detroit so good. And after the game, they didn't know how to celebrate. They were crying in tears because they had their first playoff win since 1991. I have the Lions winning this one 35-10. Again, this is probably just going to be another huge just onslaught between a huge team versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who played amazing against Philadelphia Eagles last night. But just we had blown coverages by the defense of Philadelphia and terrible play calling on the offensive side of things. So I don't think we really saw Tampa Bay at their full potential. That's to cover up for the football series. I wanted to talk about a little bit of local sports as well, too. Miami Heat, they're on a 3-game win streak right now. If you go on to the next photo, we have a little picture of Jimmy Butler up there with Kyle Lowry. They're on a 3-game win streak. They just beat the Brooklyn Nets last night in overtime victory. They are in the 5th place in the East standings right now, just below the Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, and I think the Knicks as well, too.
Knicks are number 4.
Yeah, the Knicks are number 4 right now. So the East Conference is always a very tough one to play in, but look out for the Heats when it comes to playoff time. That's when they really ramp things up. And that's it for now on the Cafe segments. Now back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And I saw D-Wade, he was another, they retired his jersey, he got a bobblehead. It was like part 2.
I hope they retire his jersey. As good as LeBron's legacy was in Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade is definitely He's Dwayne Wade's definition of Miami Heat, not LeBron.
What was this, a part 2 of his?
I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything yet of it, but I think they should retire his number in the rafters.
I think so too, 'cause they were talking about it. They gave him a bobblehead. Did you see the bobblehead of him?
They're
It's
going to
like,
make
what
a
else we're gonna give
statue
you?
of D. Wade.
They shouldn't make a statue of him. They should make a statue of D. Wade and Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of Miami Heat, just like talking to each other.
They had
That
Pat
would be a
Riley
cool
come
statue.
out and do the whole dedication.
And then
which
Pat
was pretty
Riley
cool.
just standing over every single one of them. Yeah.
I'm not a Heat fan, so I
But
don't
if
know
you,
what
well, you don't grow up in Miami. If you grew up in South Florida and you watch Pat Riley and the whole Heat team and everything.
I was in middle school during that 2013-2012 season with they had the big three and everything, and they would send us to basketball games down there, and just that was a different time for Miami Heat. That whole that culture in the city was absolutely electric.
You gotta love it. I know.
I
you're
love it when they
football.
lost.
You can't be that way.
I am. I voted.
You can't be that
I
way.
bet
You live in
against them.
Florida. You work in
Stop
Florida.
saying that. That's
you
not
should
true. I
support
would never
Florida.
be a Florida fan. Sorry.
Why? It's
Because
so
I don't
grumpy
like
of
it.
you.
I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up Squish the Fish. I grew up.
That doesn't mean you can't
the
support
Mi-
your local teams.
I don't. My local teams are up north. They're not here.
Your local means people that
And
are
I don't
local.
care how much they lose. I cannot stand Miami, whether it's the Marlins or what's the other teams you got? The Heat.
You're gonna get hate mail.
I went to see the Knicks and the Heat
Chelsea,
in a
when
playoff
he gets
game.
hate mail,
A Heat in the playoffs games against the Knicks, and you know they have the ticket ferry. So we were sitting in the nosebleeds. I mean, it was so high up I could barely see the players. And of course, I went with Linda's daughter Sarah, and she is the luckiest woman alive. And the ticket ferry says, "How would you like to go sit courtside?" And I said, "What?" And she says, "Yeah, it's on the Knicks courtside. Is that okay?" I said, "What?" And I got down there, I could smell the sweat. And I'm calling everybody. Nobody picks up the phone. I'm taking pictures. I could not believe. I was there. I says, "I'll hold a towel. You don't have to pay me."
you a Heat fan, Karen Tracy?
I am.
Just hold your mic. Just grab your mic.
I hate to say this.
Grab your
I hate
mic.
to say this, but I am unsports oriented.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm not a
Recycle it.
sports girl. Just never. I think it was because when I was in elementary school, I was forced to play football and baseball. Forced.
Were you from down here?
No, I'm from New York.
You play football? What did you go to school at?
PS 220, Forest Hills.
Oh, no, I was a PS 102 in the Bronx.
Ah, in the Bronx, yeah.
But I like the way Josh always delivers it. He gives us this like concise manner. He picks a pick, he gives you the rundown, and then we move on to the next game. It's like nice, short, sweet. It's like the 2-minute roundup.
You remember you told me to go watch Lasso.
Yes,
So what does Lasso teach you?
to believe.
No, you have to be a goldfish. You don't remember that?
Oh, I do remember that.
You have to be a goldfish. A goldfish does something and then it gets over it
He forgets it.
and forgets it. A goldfish has no memory.
Be a goldfish, have no memory. Correct.
So when you lose a game, you forget about it and you move on. Him retiring, he should have waited, should have waited, should have
Well, he can
waited.
change his mind.
No, he's not going to.
Maybe because his brother's getting all the attention.
His brother's thinking about retiring too. Ever since he's met, I don't know, what's her name? He can't catch the ball.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. He keeps dropping the ball. So everybody's saying, you got Taylor on the mind. He
I
says,
had the
that's
kids
not it.
over the weekend watching the game, and they were counting how many Taylor sightings there were. And I'm thinking, wow,
It's sickening.
this is what you guys are doing. And they think, all right, there's one, there's two. I
It's
feel like
sickening.
Baxter
You're supposed to
counting,
drink every
when
time
you
they
say
put her on there.
whatever it was, smouthification, they were counting Taylor sightings.
Did you hear the joke that I think it was Code Joy, whatever his name is, for the Emmys made? It was
No.
like the difference between the Emmys and the NFL is that we don't have as much
Taylor Swift.
cameras on Taylor or something like that.
Yep.
Those jokes were just.
I heard that the coach that was for the Indianapolis Colts, what's his name? Dundee? Dundee, what's his name?
Who?
He's the announcer and he used to be the coach of the Jets too. Dundee. Is that
Jeff
his name?
Van Gundy?
Van Gundy?
The football coach. Well, he made a Taylor Swift remark. And they blew up. Social media blew up. How dare you? Everybody. How dare you
gotta
talk
watch out
bad
for those
about?
Swifties.
You got to be careful what you say about her. But you know, that's just too much. It's
I feel
football.
like pop culture is crossing over with football, and it's sort of, they used to be here, but now there's like this huge crossover.
Haven't you seen the
situation.
jackets? Somebody on the team's wife made these jackets.
Yeah.
So it has their numbers with a zipper down the middle.
Nice.
And that's the biggest thing going on right now. They're going for like $500-$600 a jacket. It's just craziness.
Who's got that kind of money?
Taylor.
Bless you.
Too much Taylor
God bless
Swift.
you.
Thank you.
No. Jay, what do you think? Football, sports, pop culture.
You like sports?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes you like anybody in the playoffs?
No, I'm just kind of like seeing who's go. I would have rooted for the Steelers, but they lost. So.
The Steelers were in slow motion.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, oh my God, who's that on the left?
That's Joe Coy, the
Oh,
comedian.
from the Emmys?
No, Joe
It
Coy.
was it wasn't the Emmys. It was People's Choice or something, I think.
Yesterday?
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes.
Something
Yesterday?
Like that. No.
Over the weekend.
Like a week ago or something.
Oh. I
No
don't know.
sports for you? You like it.
I watch sports, yeah. I
You
know
like the
what's going
Steelers, but
on.
they got defeated.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't really care. Like, there are teams that I'll like root for over other people. Like, I hate the Cowboys and I don't like the Patriots.
I'm glad the Cowboys lost.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the Patriots aren't there. Did you hear the Belichick interview with the Atlanta Falcons? And he's going to get it.
No.
Yes.
Going to Dallas.
No, he's
Bill
going to get it.
Belichick is going to be the next Dallas Cowboys head
How
coach.
old is he?
I
Oh,
think
he's younger than I
70.
thought.
What about the Dolphins? I haven't heard that mentioned at all.
They don't know what they're going to do because they have to extend the quarterback. And for some reason,
So what do you mean extend him?
he's on his rookie contract. It's his 5th year.
Oh.
So they have to extend him. How can you even question? You got to extend him. They didn't lose
You gotta keep
because of
him.
him. I mean, they didn't win in spite of him. But they got beat up on the defensive side of the ball. What are you going to do?
But it was 30 below or something like that?
Yeah, but everybody plays in the same weather.
Wow.
Everybody
I don't know
plays
how
the
they
same
do
weather.
it. Wow.
They're professional athletes. If I pay you $40 million, you better
I'll
be
do
able to
it.
play in a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
And why are they always making fun of Mike McDaniels?
Who's Mike McDaniel?
He's perfect for South Florida.
Because
the coach. You like
he
that eye
has
roll? The coach.
because he has history.
That's true of what? Why is everyone teasing him?
You want me to bring it up?
What kind of
He was a
history?
drunk.
Yeah, but he's over that.
He got over that. Yes, more tribute to him.
But they don't make fun. They say that
You ever
he
heard him
just has
speak?
He's quirky. Yeah, but I don't see anything wrong with the way he speaks.
There's something wrong with the guy.
No, he's perfect for South Florida. He just doesn't have that.
He doesn't have that
that coaching
curb appeal.
mentality.
He's
He's
just
just more
little.
like with the teammates.
He
He's
will never
just-
be on a talk show. Let's put it that way. But
He's on
he
Hard
has
Knocks. He's doing
he
his
has
thing.
but he has a brilliant mind. You know, they do a certain play on the offense of the Dolphins called a swivel, where 3 guys go in one direction and they go back in another. And that only works when you have runners that can go 4.2, 4. They got one of the fastest guys, 2 of the fastest guys in the NFL.
Mike McDaniels graduated from Harvard.
He's
So
brilliant.
Brilliant.
yeah,
But he has
fine.
some issues, and he was looked over. Now, the other thing I didn't know, I just found out, is that Saban and Saban and Belichick were coaches on the Cleveland Browns at the same time. I never knew that. That team should have been phenomenal.
Alabama. I don't know. Football. Who do you think's going to make it to the Super Bowl?
The Ravens. And I think it's going to be the Ravens and the 49ers.
I'm hoping it is.
That would be good.
I'm hoping the Ravens come out, and I would love to see the Lions. Love it. Now, let me tell you something about the 49ers. They're very good, but when they're bad, they're very bad. Oh, my God. They had to take Purdy out. He couldn't hit the side of a house. Then they found out that he tore something or he had to pull something in his arm. That kid's arm is always getting hurt.
He's a small guy.
So, that being said, I think the Lions come out.
If you saw the way the Detroit Lions were hitting the Rams player, they were brutal out there.
Yeah, but the Rams were not tackling. That is the worst tackling. I mean, me being a coach, the way the Rams were tackling, I would have said, just give them the game.
You should have saw last night.
That was
Philadelphia
really
they
bad.
had, well, I think, 10+ missed tackles.
They
throughout the
threw
entire
a
game.
touchdown in the end zone in the Buffalo game that the Steeler guy was just standing there. And he's looking around. Steelers did not come to play at all. They were frozen solid.
Hold the attention on football. I'd rather talk about Soul Snack. I feel like I want a snack.
You want a psycho snack?
Sorry about this laugh.
She's like psycho laugh.
Psycho snack.
I have done so many soul snacks. I'm trying to think of my favorite one. I know one was I work with these cutest little kids, adorable, and I was the mean teacher, and they were black. So it's basically about all that good stuff. These kids are the cutest kids ever. And at the end of the episode, they ended up, it's something to do with chalk. And I was a mean lady, and I didn't want them playing with chalk, out in the parking lot of the building. And at the end, they spray me with water. I'm going out, I have a black dress on. And I touched the chalk by mistake or doing something, I can't remember. And my hands just go on my black dress, and I'm getting sprayed with the water hose. That was a little funny.
How'd the whole idea come to be?
Well, with these couple of guys.
Just need you to hold your mic closer.
Olivier Venetian and David. I'm trying to think of his last name. They're the main two guys that came up with it.
They're the writers, producers,
Yeah,
directors. They have their own studio down in Miami.
Yes.
I got to tell
Very
you,
cool.
when I was growing up in the Bronx, somebody stole a box of chalk from the school, from 109. And they distributed it to all of us. So we all started to write on the sidewalk, the street. It looked like, forget about it. You talk about graffiti, and it looked horrible. And all of the people that lived in the building were complaining, because it looked like Grant took Richmond. It was terrible. So my father came downstairs and told him, what are you talking about? As soon as it rains, it's going to all wash away. Do you know that I got grounded for 3 days because of it, until the rains came and it washed it away?
Wow.
And and it just struck a nerve with the story.
Those
that's told us.
meanies.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's true.
Think about the simple things, a box of chalk, right?
Well, that's what I mean about my characters as being psychotic and all that. And Karen, mean, psychotic. Everything bothers her.
Boy, what a personality.
These two little kids are the cutest things we've ever seen. Oh, my God.
But what a nice concept for these guys to bring forward, to bring awareness to diversity and inclusion and racism and all the things that are going on to bring it forward.
I was going to wear my anti-defamation shirt today. I had it on, and I took it off. I don't know why. Maybe because you have that meeting to this afternoon. But I was going to wear that. I saw on the news today, they did the caucus in Iowa, and they're talking about the differences in race between black voters and white voters. And they took a survey that people over the age of 45, 67% feel like they're Americans. People under the age of 45, only 32% they feel that they're Americans. So they were asking them, why do you feel you're not an American? And among the Latino community and the black community, they says, because we don't get a fair shake in this country. And it just went on and on and on and on and on. And they were asking the people above 45 what their opinions were on the things that they ran. And they played this on the news. And there's a big diversity in our country right now between the have and the have-nots. Whether you're black, white, purple, or green, there's still have and have-nots.
Well, ethnicity has taken over like television, pretty
Everything.
much commercials, and they've taken over, so
That's
they
what's
have
happening.
a voice.
You remember Chico and the Man?
Yeah.
Back in the day,
Oh, my God.
he was the first Latino on television.
Chico.
Chico
Orlando.
Chico was he was a good-looking
Freddie
guy.
Prinze?
Freddie Prinze. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And he ended up killing himself because he couldn't take the pressure and everything else. But Freddie Prinze, when I watched him, I used to tell my mom, Mom, I want to be Freddie. I want to be on television. This is what I want to do. I want to be there.
Yeah.
But then I started to do more and more research on him. He had a real hard time in the business.
Wow.
Because they wanted him to do things and act a certain way and all that. He didn't want to do that.
No
So.
kidding.
But it's different. But they're making,
His son is very,
bringing a lot of things forward, which is great that with this web series that you're doing.
Yes.
And how did you get? I know you auditioned, but you have an agent that found it for you. Is that how it happened?
Actually, no. I found it off of Backstage. It's called, where
Yeah, we
they
know
have
Backstage.
gigs sometimes, listings
cool.
for gigs. Yeah.
How long has it been on?
Since the pandemic, that's when it started. I was
2
one of the
years.
very first episodes. I played a realtor, and
So that's what, 4 years,
and
no?
with an Indian guy who was a doctor.
Maybe we can interview
Yeah,
the creators, and I'd love to hear
I'll
their
talk
vision
to
as
them
to
for
why
sure.
they did it, their vision of doing it, especially 4 years ago. I mean, 7 years ago when you and I first started, 8 years ago, there was no such thing as women empowerment. And you think, it was 8 years ago, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you didn't see diversity on this TV, and
True.
now you see more. But
Oh yeah.
you know, now you see even the Dove commercials. There's people all sizes, skin conditions, everything.
Yes.
You know, so what their vision was. So I'd love
Sexual preferences. It's amazing.
really interesting.
Maybe
Diversity,
if we
yeah.
bring them in, maybe we'll talk to Roy up in New York,
Yeah, I think it would be great.
which I think he's still in Turkey.
Okay.
But Roy works with Netflix and some other places, which might be an interesting conversation for them to come and talk to them. Even the people from the movie, as to what to do with that movie. Roy would
Yeah.
also be somebody
I-
they want to talk to.
He's hard to get a hold of. It's, the filmographer, and yeah, I have to.
But these
I have
guys
to
in
say,
Miami would be
they're
pretty
in Orlando. I doubt they would come down here, but
But they could do it on the box. They could come in virtually.
So here's my pressing question before we wrap up for today.
okay.
He
Is that-
messaged you. Did he message you a weird message? Like,
No, not
was
at
okay?
all. You know, he just invited me to come down here, and I was like, "That sounds really cool."
What do you mean a weird message?
It wasn't a weird message at
Not
all.
at
I
all.
promise.
I don't do that.
I know you don't, but people are like, you're like, come on my show.
No, I don't say that either. I says the Brooklyn Cafe TV show would like to interview you.
But that was good.
Would you like to talk a little
Yeah.
bit about what you do?
Yeah.
And she answered.
And there she is. I kept seeing messages from Tracy Iman and over again. Now I get to meet her.
But-
It's Emin, but that's
Emin,
okay.
sorry.
Nobody pronounces
There's
it right.
there's
It's all good.
another production company called ACT that wants to send people so they could view this. Maybe they could use the sets for something they're working on, but it
very
has to be
cool.
on a Saturday. But no, you make it sound like, you know what it is? We had somebody in here by the name of Tracy as well. And she said I was shady. But she showed up. So I said, so you must like shady, right? So she only talks to Donna.
What's shady?
What's shady? They
Yeah.
said because he was, oh, you're wearing black today for her. Black and a black hat. And we had a grateful shirt on.
That's shady.
I'm going to put on my bandana under my hat. So she called me. So I call her Silent Assassin.
I like
She
that
didn't
one.
like. She didn't like that.
She's funny.
She's hilarious.
What's next
I
for
like
you?
that.
What's on their career
Oh
path?
wow! I've just been doing a ton of auditions, and probably going to do a whole lot more of Soul Snack, and hopefully, a whole lot more of films. That's my goal, to get into something, a TV series or a film, a feature film. That's what my goal is always.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, pleasure having you join us. How do
Well,
people
thank
find
you
Soul
so much
Snack
for
again?
having me.
It's on
This is
YouTube?
awesome.
She's funny. To have her with Phil was hilarious. You're funny. What can I tell you?
I'm trying to catch up to you when you had that other set here last week.
That was just insane. Is all I can tell you. Soul Snack is on YouTube.
Yep, Soul Snack is on you. It's youtube.com/Soul Snack Videos.
All right, check it out.
Good fun.
Nice. Thank you
And
so much
then
for
you
joining
click on
us.
a little popcorn icon once you get there.
Click on the popcorn icon and,
And
like
then
it. We'll
you're
have to
welcome.
check
Somebody
it out.
brings you popcorn. No.
All right, you still got a book to sell.
Virtual popcorn, yep.
So are we going tomorrow, right?
Yes, we are.
We're going out to the pickleball courts where?
Patrick Park.
I don't even know what that is.
It's on Yamato and Military.
Yamato Military. Really? Oh, I know what that is. Where Freddie plays football.
Yes.
Oh, good. And I'm going to be walking around with this book because it makes me look intelligent.
0-0 start. I bet she's going to be there.
I hope so. And got to buy this book. Got to call in 888-994-4995 Studio A this time and get this book. There it is, right there. The Book Nook. Get it on Amazon. And just tell them the cafe sent you, and I'll get it signed. Oh, this one is signed. Wow. Look
She
at
signed it for whoever buys it.
What? Is that what it is?
I hope you are enjoying.
I may have to buy it. But this is good stuff as well.
He's gonna go, Dawn.
Pickleball is on the rise, and we're going to be there shooting stuff tomorrow.
Be there tomorrow, shooting some film. Tomorrow is actually free Seniors Day. It is open free for everybody to head on out, enjoy some pickleball, check out the vendors, the food trucks. It is their first free open day. It runs all the way through Sunday. Different tickets available, different price points, but tomorrow is free, so come on out.
And we have some to give away as well. Nobody wants to claim it. Nobody wants to call it. You rather
I'm
pay?
going to give them away tomorrow.
Is you have to pay at the door, or is it free?
Tomorrow is free.
Tomorrow is free, but what about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Then there are tickets. And I don't know how they're doing it. I haven't been to Patch Reef in years, but apparently you need tickets.
That's going to be interesting. All right, so we have them. If you want them, give us a call.
We've got 2 courtside seats for Thursday, so definitely want to check that out if you want them.
That's right.
All right, ready to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
All right, more to come. Join us at Pickleball Masters tomorrow at Patrick Park in Boca Raton, or give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A.
You got to read that.
For all of our exclusive content, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and LinkedIn now, live streaming, or always contact us right here at the cafe. Get your coffee, get your tea, even your cookie dough. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
I can't read that because it's too small.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12.